Hello everyone and welcome to the review of the Syma X25W. This should be kind of a all-in-one smarter quadcopter from Syma because this thing has app control, has a regular transmitter, has a HD camera, has a pitch adjustable camera by using the remote control, it has FPV, it has a flight plan, it has an optical flow positioning sensor which let's say mimics the GPS functionality. So this has position hold and this thing will work also indoors, so this function is really interesting on quadcopters. Of course it has its limits and it's limited by the height of the quadcopter, but that's a very good thing and will make a drone more appealing to beginners because you have better control and stability over it. Not a lot of information on the box, so I'm just going to skip to unboxing it. And sorry, this cut piece of cardboard is DHL's fault for trashing the box. That's how they do customs, they simply destroy the boxes, but at least the quadcopter looks to be in one piece. So let's take a quick look at it. So the main body is here, this is for connecting the camera. The airframe is very light and has actually a nice feel and looks like it has some interesting design and build quality. It doesn't screech, it doesn't make funny noises, it doesn't bend, and it doesn't crack when you press. You can hear, oh, that's the only thing that makes a sound on this quadcopter. There are some quadcopters that are really squashy and flexible. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. Right, so the battery is a 2-cell LiPo. I don't know if you can observe the text here, and it has 1000 milliamps capacity. Of course they use this type of design, so you just need to buy their own stuff. It also comes with a dual battery charger, but they only supply one battery in this box, so probably there are some options with multiple batteries included. It should be nice to get one with 2 batteries or more. And this is the camera, looks really nice. It has a small antenna sticking out of it here, and there it goes. It has a micro SD card slot in there, and it has, I think, some LEDs that will blink on here. We'll see about that. It has a vent here, and this is the camera, which you cannot adjust manually. It's adjusted by the transmitter. So the transmitter is underneath it, and there you go. The transmitter, which has a lot of actually real buttons, and of course the power button, and some really nice joysticks with a lot of movement. They seem to be providing fine control over the quadcopter as they have enough range. Some transmitter only have not only small sticks, but they have a shorter range, so you just need very fine movements. By having this lot of movement can greatly improve the control over the quadcopter. It also has a small cover here, and there's nothing inside there, but that may be useful for another thing. Let's see what else we got in here. So I need something to cut, and this should do. And of course we have here the prop guards. The prop guards, which are made from a very nice quality plastic. It's very soft, deformable, so they should take plenty of beating, and to say clip here easily, or you need to install something, I don't know, let's see. I think that you can just clip them on and don't need screws, or you may need screws. And no, they clip on. Nope, they do not, so you need to install at least one screw there. And nope, I'm wrong again, second time. You just use this included plug here, and now they are secured. So they are actually toolless, which is nice, but I'm never going to use them anyway. So in this other part of the box here we get two sets of propellers, and they look like, yep, they made some new propellers, and they are probably self-locking, which should be amazing. So this is an A propeller, this is an A motor shaft. Let's see how this thing goes. So yes, it only has one position, and you need to, I don't know, it has a spring in there, something like, yes, you push and hold this little washer there, and you gently rotate it, and now it's locked into position. So they are using quick lock propellers. This is of course the charger cable, and these are the legs for the quadcopter. Let's see, are they toolless installation compatible? Yes, you just push them in like that, and that's another big plus for me, because if I want to take the drone with me, I can simply take its legs off quickly, and when I want to fly it, I just put them back on, and simple as that. It has a lower profile while transporting. And this is the clip from the back of the transmitter. Another smart thing, so you can fly this like that and don't use a mobile phone. But if you want to use a mobile phone and want to use the clip, you just clip this on the back of the transmitter and you are ready to go. And is this thing adjustable in other way? Seems like it is not. So mobile phone is fixed and you don't have an adjustable angle for it. So I have installed the camera, and the battery is now inserted. Now I'm going to power on the, let's say, transmitter first and the quadcopter. As you can see, this is flashing and this is also flashing, so I'm going to use throttle up, throttle down, and now this thing has changed the way it flashes, and it's no longer flashing, it's steady. So this means that it's now bound to the transmitter, and the power here it's steady, it doesn't flash anymore. But also I can connect to the wireless. So in the Wi-Fi settings here I should be able to find the quadcopter, and there it goes, FPV Wi-Fi 021A. So it's already connected, it doesn't have any password. And I'm going to open the Syma Fly app, and it opens by default with the X5UV model. Let's see, X25W model, and there is also a Pro model, so that should be actually my model, UVD Pro. There are a lot of models, so mine is a W, so it's X25W. Alright, so I'm going to press on start, and look at that, I have image from the camera. Wow, and it's incredible. It actually is the first let's call it third grade camera that doesn't lag enormously, and I don't know if you can observe from the screen of my mobile phone, besides the fact that it kind of looks good, but you don't have much to see here. It's actually not 10 frames per second or 15 frames per second or 20 frames per second, but this thing looks smooth at 30 frames per second. So way to go, Syma. We are moving into a new year, So it looks like things have really improved with this camera, and I'm really surprised. Alright, so let's see the app closer now. So you get joystick controls here, just like piloting from the mobile phone, but of course you can switch for transmitter control, so you can use the screen only as a FPV and you have control from the transmitter, but you can take over from the mobile phone if you wish to. You have trimming buttons, you have auto launch, auto land, you can take pictures, and probably they are saved on my mobile phone because I don't have an SD card inserted on it. And you can also record video. And does it record video? It records video, so definitely it now records video on my mobile phone if it records or nothing, something or nothing. And on this menu here you can change some of the settings like speed, compass calibration or balance mode. You have VR settings, you have the gesture flight mode, and I think that it's headless mode. On this folder here I should get, yes, my recording. So this thing will stream and record onto your mobile phone, and that's what I have previously recorded. Very nice. And here I have the picture, and you can select from mobile phone or from micro SD card, which is yet again very interesting. So you can download probably the file from the camera directly to your mobile phone. That's another good thing. So let's fully charge the battery and take it outside for a test flight to see how this thing goes. And I'm here at the flying field with the Syma. So let's hope this will fly in good manners, because I have had an incident with another model that you are going to see in my review. Not in this review, but in another review. So that wasn't going as planned, but hopefully this one will do. So I'm going to power on the transmitter, the quadcopter. Quadcopter is on, transmitter is on. I'm going to do the bind procedure, and I think that it has connected. I'm going to test if the motors arm or not. Yes, they do arm, so that's fine. And now I'm going to open the wireless, connect to the quadcopter, and I'm going to open the Syma app, and I'm going to select my model, start, and I have footage from the camera. Seems to work normally, and I'm going to start video recording, so I'm going to switch to video, and it's now recording video. Yes, and let's take it up into the air to see how this thing flies. But is the battery secured properly? Yes, it is. So let's see, does it lock into position? Yes, it's holding the position. Alright, I'm not doing anything to it. It simply just keeps the position in place using the optical flow, and the optical flow is done with the same camera that films, which is highly interesting. Let's see the tilt mechanism. So yes, you can go down, but that down, it's a bit too down, and it only has a few steps, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And this thing is in low rates. So I'm going to try to put it in high rates. Yes, now it's in high rates. There is a bit of wind that it's taking it away, but now it locks into position and holds that really nice and smooth. The video on the phone is surprisingly good. It's smooth and it's also very fluid, which I really like. So when you put controls in, it will unlock the optical flow and it will not hold the position any longer. It's a really nice flyer. It's very quiet. I don't know if you can hear it. Yes, you may hear it, but I don't know if you can actually feel how quiet this is, because after all it's still a brushed quadcopter with brushed motors and gears, but it's not as noisy as this type of quadcopters usually are. And if I let go of the sticks, bang, it just locks into position. You can see if I take it out of position hold, so I interrupt that by using commands and I let go of the sticks. Now the wind is taking it away and now it has locked into position, and it will try actually even to return to the place where I have left the controls. Optical flow works perfectly. The quadcopter is very smooth and very quiet. I really like how it flies, and you can do this kind of crazy funnels with it. And that's the speed. And what's this? I don't know what that button does. Oh, this is the trimming button. Now I remember. This remote doesn't have trimming buttons, so you press the yaw button and that's for trimming the quadcopter, which is kind of weird. And you need to take care when you try to trim it. It's not the best way to trim a quadcopter. And I'm going to let go of the sticks, lock it into position one more time. Optical flow has engaged. It doesn't write that on the screen, but you can feel it, you can see it. So that's really working properly. What else should I test? Let's see this thing here. That's the auto land. Can I cancel the auto land? Yes, I can give it throttle and it will take up into the air. And this one here, it will control the camera. I'm having already 5.5 minutes of flight time. I also get a signal reading here which shows full bars and green, so probably that works, but I wonder what the real range of this thing is, or if it decreases or not. But I'm not going to test it today here, not after what happened with the other quadcopter, which lost signal or battery power and fell into a field with grains. And yesterday night we had a lot of rain and that didn't went well. It actually was a wet experience, so I'm not going to test the range on this one. I'm just going to see how it works, if it works, and it works really nice. It flies really nice. It has decent speed on rate 2. On first rate it's rather slow, but first rate it's actually for indoor. We can fly this indoor by Optical Flow, and that is nice to have a slow mode. But if it's breezy outside and you try to use it on that mode, the wind will take it away, so I don't recommend it. Let's see, can I land this or even hand catch it? Hand catching should be nice, and it's fully possible. Let's see, does it disarm in air? That was perfect, really nice, so really enjoyable to fly. I'm going to stop video recording to be sure that it saved the file, and I have an audio confirmation. That's even better. And no, the motor pods actually are cool because they are having this kind of vents here under the propeller, so the air current will cool them. They are kind of exposed in there, and that's really nice of them. So that was it for today. This was just a quick flight test to see if the quadcopter actually works out of the box. So it works, Optical Flow works, camera footage is very smooth, surprisingly smooth. So I really hope that footage from the microSD card will look at least just as great as it looks on my mobile phone screen, because if it looks like that, it will be really nice for a toy grade quadcopter to have such camera quality. But I cannot say that now. You probably have already seen the quality, because I'm going to include that in the video footage. But I'm really surprised because there's no lag on the screen here, and it's very smooth, very smooth. And even if you run the app something like 10 minutes, it won't start to lag or freeze or things like that. It just simply works really nice. So I hope that you have enjoyed it, and see you on the next review. Until then, bye bye.